Hello, Owls, and Happy New Year. Just wanted to record our weekly Owl Hoot message so you understand some changes that'll be taking place in our Google Classroom, and you'll be best prepared for our Monday reunion. So, just to get you started here, it's in my eyes. Just to get you started here, I did have to change the name of our course and just put my name in that sixth grade and ELA. Nothing else has changed. It just makes things easier for students and parents to identify. So if we click on here, as always, this is your landing page. And if you're watching this video, you have found me successfully on the streaming page, which is the only thing I really keep on the stream are these Owl Weekly Hoot messages. I need you, as always, to be working in the Classwork tab. But before we click that, I also want to remind you that our Google Meet link is up here in the top of the banner. And that doesn't change. It's always there for you to access, and that's how you will be joining our live synchronous instruction sessions, is by clicking that and participating. We'll talk more about that on Monday, but that is your Google Meet link. Clicking Classwork, my Classwork tab is going to look a little bit different than yours because you can see down here some of these things are grayed out because their release date has not arrived yet. I have things staggered on their release. So when you log in, I believe the only thing you can see right now are these general class documents, and they're super important. So let's just take a peek. Down here at the bottom, this has not changed. This is still your Battle of the Books list. If you click that, you can see the PDF of the books that were chosen for this year's Battle of the Book. One of your genres for your 20 book challenge is a Battle of the book. So great place for you to take a peek at those titles. Your state standard resource, this went into effect. I think I started this at the beginning of the second quarter. And I have links to different videos in here in case you get a little foggy on what an inference is and procedural things. And so this is all curriculum based. If you're not really sure like what a question's asking, you do have this resource here that I've created for you. I'm building on that as we go. And then your ELA website for a master list of stems. If you click this, this takes us to our OWL website, which is also in my signature line of any emails I've sent you. And it does have your master list of stems. So yeah, we'll talk more about regular content starting next week, which is the week of the 19th, because you have the 18th off. You'll go back into STEMs. But if you need to review, those are there for you. Things that are new are these four up here. The cohort attendance schedule was sent to you through email. And when you click this, this is just a resource for you to have. The county has divided up the Wednesday sessions on whether or not cohort A goes or cohort B goes. So as you can see, this first week here, back to school, January 11th through the 15th, cohort A, you will have face-to-face instruction this week for 3 days. And then since we're off on the 18th, you will also come Tuesday, Wednesday, and that gives each group 2 days. That following week, the cohort B will come the 3 days, and so forth. So just, I wanted this to be in a central location for you to access in case you were ever unsure of which day you were supposed to be there, and which day was your synchronous. I do want to say while I have this open, if something were to happen this semester and you needed to stay home and quarantine and wait for days, whether you were exposed or you were confirmed positive, if you were supposed to be a face-to-face day, and you do have the option of still attending live synchronous sessions so that you don't fall behind. And again, the Google Meet link would still remain the same for you. So just know that those are options for you. If you are scheduled to be a face-to-face, though, we do hope that you would attend on those desired days. So that's there for you. Your live synchronous schedule, we're going to talk more about this Monday, but just so you have it, the expectation is for the first 30 minutes of class in first block, second block, fourth, and fifth, you will have live synchronous instruction from your teachers. And then the remaining part of the class is stuff that you can do independently. Sometimes we will ask that you remain on for a little longer. Sometimes the instruction might be a little shorter, but these are the times that you need to log on to your different classes. If you have, and this has to, you have to model this for yourself. So if you have language arts first block, you need to come to my class at 8:31. And then maybe you have science second block. So then you need to log into science at 9:34. First and second elective are going to be asynchronous. They're not going to be live instruction. So you have this block from approximately 10:10 to 12 where you can have lunch, you can work on other assignments. And then at fourth block, maybe you have math. And so then you would need to log into the math class at 12 o'clock. And then finally, social studies fifth block would be start at 1:53. So you have to know your schedule. What class do you have first, second, fourth, fifth? And then these are the times that you would arrive. And just as I said here, if you're in ELA at 9:05 and we're in the middle of something super exciting, I really hope you don't log off at 9:05. Sometimes I might keep you over 9:06, 9:07 while we answer questions or we complete direct instructions. So, but this is, you do have access to this daily remote schedule here in your general class documents. Again, we are going to talk about this in ELA, and I'm sure your other classes too, on Monday. So just want you to know where that's at. Google Breakout Rooms. This is a file that I haven't completed yet in its entirety, but when I tell you our class is going to have Google Breakout Rooms, I have a document here that I can share, and that would mean that you would have a different Google Meet link for small group. We'll talk more about this as needed, and we'll practice it before it's required. But this is where the breakout sessions will live, is in here. And I'll have one for first block, second block, fourth block, fifth block, and you find your name and click on it. Finally, one of the challenges of the asynchronous sessions is going to be students working at different paces. And so I have come across this pretty cool typing club and signed us all up under one account as a class to compete with each other. One of the barriers for technological learning is going to be your accuracy and speed of typing. And if that's something that you can improve upon, I think it's going to make digital learning a little bit easier for each of us to manage. And so if and when you finish a task early or you have extra time, I do have this typing club link here for us, and we'll talk more about that this week also. But just know that this is a general class document. Now I'm going to come down here. I've actually split up my class a little differently than I did in third quarter, so just stick with me for a moment. We are going to talk on Monday about the difference between the definition of synchronous learning and asynchronous learning, but here I have your together and you're not together. This is the stuff that we are going to do together during our class time, whether you're a face-to-face learner or a remote learner. These are the materials that you're going to need for that instruction. And as you can see here, I actually have them released on different days. So my start time, and I'm going to see how this works, is going to be 8 a.m. The first class doesn't start till 8:31, so it does give my first block remote learners time to gather their materials, print if you want to, so you have like the paper copy instead of the digital copy, and then class begins. And each of these activities is going to technically be due that night. So you're expected to do the classwork as we're completing it together in class. So it's the whole classwork synchronous together. But this is the stuff where you'll find the materials of what you need for the live instruction. Asynchronous, this is the stuff that you're going to work on throughout the week. You're technically like your homework. We are not doing a regular week of STEMs this week, and so you don't have some of the study and things that we would have had normally, or the note taking and stuff. That's all going to begin the week of the 18th. So the only thing I have for you for your asynchronous this week is this project called All About Me. And as you can see here, it doesn't open until January 12th. And the reason for that is I'm actually going to introduce it to you on Tuesday, and then you can continue working on it for, it's going to be due on Friday. So I just kind of wanted you to see, instead of having it grouped by weeks, I'm doing synchronous and asynchronous. I'll also have another tab here for like late work. I'm not sure what I'm going to call it yet, but if you didn't do these this week, but you needed access to them, I am going to drop them down. You'll have access to them for 10 days per county policy before they get deleted off the Google Classroom. This final one here is for me. This is other work that I've created for you that I will be able to drag up into the appropriate files as necessary. This is just like my planning box. You'll eventually, though, have access. You already have access to general class documents. You will have access daily to the new synchronous material. And then weekly, you'll have access to the asynchronous material, which technically I think I'm going to open up on Mondays and it'll be due Fridays, just like before break. And this is just a little different because I want to introduce it to you first. So that is all I really have for you this week. I really just wanted to talk to you about the general class documents because this is new and it'll take a little bit of patience and learning for each of us to get on board. But I am super excited to see you all again this week. I hope you had a wonderful break and it's going to be a great new year. So I will see you all one way or another tomorrow. Wishing you well. If you have any questions, as always, I'm only an email away.